Welcome, everyone, to today's episode. This one is for the dads, partners, and support people who want to help during birth, but don't always know what that help should look like.
You are listening to the Mom to Mom podcast, hosted by Stephanie Sinclair and Nikki Zwaber, partners and lead doulas here at How to Mom.
We're moms, we're professionals, and we're here to make motherhood feel a little less heavy and far more supported.
How to Mom is a community built for real life. From pregnancy and birth to postpartum and beyond, we support families through education, connection, and care. Our team of birth and postpartum doulas work with families every day while also sharing stories on our podcast and our blog to curate trusted resources for moms in the Twin Cities and beyond.
On this podcast, we talk about the real stuff, the stories that stay with you, the questions you're already asking, and the moments that feel hard, hopeful, and everything in between.
Absolutely. You will hear honest conversations, expert insight, lived experiences, and reminders that you are not doing this alone.
This is Mom to Mom. We're so glad you're here. And now, on to today's episode.
Yeah. And we want to start off by saying this clearly. You do not need to be a birth expert to be an incredible partner. You just need awareness, presence, and a willingness to prepare. So today is all about how partners can show up powerfully during birth.
I know from experience and many conversations, as have you known as well, one of the biggest misconceptions is that partners are supposed to fix labor.
Mm-hmm.
And our answer is, well, birth isn't a problem.
Nope.
So that's the first good news. It's an experience.
Yeah.
It's a transformational experience. And your job is not to control it, but to support the person that's going through it and experiencing it.
Yeah. And I know that that can be really tough, especially if you're a fixer and especially if you are having to kind of witness your partner go through something that is uncomfortable or causing them to stretch and be in a place that feels unfamiliar. But it's not a medical condition. It is truly what Nikki said. It's an experience. And it's one that support matters so deeply.
Yeah.
Birth is a moment where your partner will remember forever. So I'm talking to you dads. Your partner is going to remember this birth forever. They might not remember every detail, but she will remember how she felt and feeling safe, supported, believed in, or she's going to remember that she wasn't.
And when we say partners, right, like that can mean dads, moms, sisters, brothers, moms, grandmas, right? So
providers.
Yeah. Just so you know, we're talking to all of you out there today.
Yeah, absolutely. We often say too, like, sometimes it's not even how you birth your baby, it's how you're made to feel while birthing your baby that can make a huge difference, or sometimes where trauma can come from.
Yeah.
So presence, I will say, is your most powerful tool. That means being off your phone, making eye contact, staying physically close, and just offering some calm energy.
So what would you tell someone who is asking if they should pack their Xbox?
I would say it's probably not the right time. There will be plenty of time maybe in your future for the Xbox. Unless, maybe the birthing person also enjoys to play. And that's something that you guys do together to kind of boost oxytocin. It's a way to connect. However, in more cases than not, just being really present and slow and intentional with your partner during this time can feel really intimate.
Yeah.
And peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, all jokes aside, I think there's a lot of social media out there right now that is showing some partners maybe like gaming while mom is having a baby. Like maybe not that's not the right time, but love a hobby.
I remember a couple playing cribbage once at an induction.
Yeah. I love that.
It was beautiful. It was time spent together. It was a distraction. It was beautiful.
I've watched NBA championships with parents. We watched Friends. It's all good.
You just got to check in.
Yeah.
You got to read the room.
Yeah, read the room. Yes. And specifically reading the room, I think making sure that when we say presence also means your nervous system it will affect her, will affect your birthing partner, right? The slow breath, the grounded tone, kind of not getting really high and really excited and agitated, even though you might feel it, but that steady body language can really help that feeling of being anchored and grounding in when labor feels really intense and that she is potentially spinning a little bit out of control. So presence also looks like that.
Yeah. And it can also look like maybe needing a break.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want you to be physically supporting your partner. But if you recognize that your nervous system needs to be centered, I would say that it's probably a better option to just say, like, hey, I got to go grab something from the car or grab a bite to eat. And when you're gone, be intentional. Try and reset the tone, get your mind right, do all of those things to fill your energy and your nervous system with support so that you can now go back into that room and only, have those good vibes. And so just really kind of focusing on your nervous system, and everybody's energy that enters that room can play a huge role, not just partners.
Agreed.
I think it's important too for partners to be educated on understanding what labor really looks like, not what the movies show us, not what, we have, this idea in our mind, because labor is often loud, emotional, messy, and unpredictable. There may be shaking, crying, sweating, or sounds that you weren't expecting. And just normalizing that process can help empower partners versus filling them with fear when they see things that might be different.
Yeah. And all of those things are, I say too, like, it's your body telling us the story. And so we kind of listen to the story, and all of those things usually mean that birth and labor is progressing. Not that something's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so those noises, I think a lot of times we're coming from a place of maybe not ever being in a situation where if we're birthing at a hospital, like usually we're there when we're not feeling great, something is wrong, right? Like I think most people associate with something wrong. So almost stepping away from your own thoughts when there's noises in labor doesn't mean something's wrong, right? And so knowing that ahead of time and really kind of reconciling that before you get into the labor space, I think just really prevents panic, especially for partners and dads, and then lets you stay engaged fully instead of kind of shutting down a little bit and not being prepared for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to build off of that, if you are birthing in a hospital, it is the only time you are going to the hospital when you're not sick. Right? We're not needing treatment, right? It's an experience. It's not a medical condition. And also too, as a partner, if you have some, PTSD from a hospital setting, take time, to uncover that and to talk about it and to face it before that day when you're walking in to meet your baby. Because we want you to be able to be clear-headed and present. And let's be honest, like if people have experiences at hospitals from their past, it's usually not like for anything positive.
Right.
And so just being intentional about prepping and preparing and knowing that this experience is very different. It just happens to maybe be at a facility that is a hospital.
Right.
So to give you guys some tangible physical support to provide to your partner, I think one of the best ones is touch. It can be incredibly grounding, and it can literally just look like placing your hand on your partner's shoulder. We also obviously love counter pressure, hip squeezes, holding hands can be extremely intimate and helpful and feel supportive. or just being like a steady physical presence. Some
Mhm.
people don't want touch, but just knowing that you're right there and in this with them can feel very supportive.
Yes, I love telling partners and dads that same exact thing. Like, you don't have to have the perfect touch. You don't have to
Mhm.
have the perfect thing to say. Just you being there physically, her
Mhm.
feeling your presence. Maybe there's a familiar smell, all of those things that give her comfort. That's
Mhm.
really at the end of the day what she's looking for and hoping for. And so you don't have to show up anywhere any different than who you are.
Mhm.
And again, with all things in labor and birth, flexibility is key. So,
Mhm.
what feels good physically during maybe one stage of labor or even preparing for labor when we're
Mhm.
practicing,
Yeah.
if it feels good then, it may not feel the same or may not feel really good in a certain stage of labor. So, um, you know, watching for cues,
Mhm.
ask when needed, ask her, like, hey, how does this feel? Should I adjust at all? Just really kind of, again, reading the room, understanding
Mhm.
your partner in the physical space is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
let's be in the trust tree here.
Yep.
We're in a safe space. We have an agreement ahead of time.
Mhm.
Not that we're trying to hurt people's feelings, but this is
Yeah.
an unknown space and
Yeah.
nobody gets to hold on to resentment.
Yeah, and if she's communicating that the pressure's too much or too little or
Hmm.
needs to be in a different area, that's okay. We just want to continue to provide the support
Hmm.
that she needs. And so her communicating that is not criticism, it's just an adjustment.
Yep.
And so um, just open communication always without any hurt feelings.
Yes, for the win.
Yes, partners are also really powerful gatekeepers. You can help manage interruptions, ask for quiet, dim lights, or just delay conversations until after contractions can be huge. And that means the build and as that contraction comes down.
Yes, I think even more as the contraction
Yeah.
comes down, right?
Mhm.
I don't know, there's something really powerful in that,
Mhm.
holding space for that. But yeah, I think also too, like you feeling like you have to manage logistics, you
Mhm.
know, while laboring or as the laboring person, like
Mhm.
she shouldn't have to be managing any logistics at that point. Like all of that is taken on by you, the rest of the birth team. So it just helps her stay really focused and really protected.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just lets her spend her energy where it needs to be.
Hmm.
Instead of exerting energy elsewhere, she can really just, yeah, be super, super present. And to just go back for a moment about kind of that physical support and touch, I think a lot of times, and it's not just partners, but we almost are set up in our society to like fill space of like,
Mm.
we should be talking right now or we should be doing something. A lot of times, labor is still
Hmm.
and quiet and we can go a long time without talking, right? And that doesn't mean that she doesn't feel that support. It's literally just holding space.
Yeah.
You don't have to fill the space with words or actions. We can just be.
Yeah. The amount of conversations that I've had postpartum with clients of, was it
What you
what you
expected.
expected? And, we do talk about the fact that there is probably going to be moments of stillness. And
Yeah.
I think initially are like, no, there's no way. Like it's going to be wild and
Yeah.
chaotic and super loud. And yeah, I mean, sometimes it
Yeah.
can be.
Yeah.
But I would say most often than not, they're pleasantly surprised with like, yeah, like it was pretty peaceful.
Yeah. And I really enjoy
I
that
do
as
too.
well. Not often we get that in life, so I will take it. Advocacy doesn't always mean arguing. So this is another really great tools for dads to take on or other support people. It means that you're helping your partner pause, understand the options available, and just feel supported in whatever decisions she makes. And so that's a really huge role that you can play.
Hmm. Asking for space, saying things like, can we have a minute? Can you explain our options? Creating that calm space for informed choice with your calming presence and sort of that grounded anchoring just feels really good. And it feels safer to ask for space when you're both feeling grounded.
Yeah, and just that sense of like protection too,
Yeah.
I think can feel really intimate and empowering as a couple.
Yeah.
Quick pause, because most childbirth education courses are either overwhelming or they can take up an entire weekend where you could be doing something else.
At How to Mom, we do things differently.
Our childbirth education course is designed for real moms, the ones who want solid information without the fear tactics. We cover labor, birth options, pain management, partner support, postpartum prep, and the stuff that nobody talks about, but everyone experiences.
You can take this online with your partner in your pajamas at 9 p.m. or in bite-sized pieces if you find the time, because that's real life.
If you want to feel informed, confident, and supported going into birth, this class is for you. And remember, if you're a How to Mom doula client, don't forget to put in your discount code at checkout.
Head to howtomom.com/childbirth-ed to learn more. We will meet you right where you are. Now, back to the episode.
Okay, we're going to go even deeper.
Oof.
I know.
Hey, I'll get my shovel.
We want to name something important, and that is resentment, which is heavy and hard to hear. But birth is a huge, huge, irreversible moment. Feeling unsupported during labor can linger for years and sometimes decades and sometimes a lifetime. Most resentment doesn't come from bad intentions. It comes from unmet expectations, which is hard to swallow.
Yeah.
One partner thinks I'll figure it out as I go, and the other partner thinks you'll know how to help. And so preparation truly is an act of love. It says that this matters to me too. You matter to me. And it protects the relationship during birth and postpartum. We often say that how your partner shows up for you during birth can really play a huge role in that immediate postpartum time frame, but even long-term postpartum. And then it can show up in your marriage years and years later, or in your relationship, whether that be a relationship with your partner or, other family members. And so really preparing together, but also laying out those expectations and boundaries to limit, that resentment, because it's a really hard thing to move past.
Yeah. And specifically postpartum, there's hormones involved, there's different emotions, there's just a big shift in your life that just happened. And so not adding that emotion into it as well will just continue to serve you long term. So highly encourage you to keep open communication as you prepare, build safe spaces, safe words if you need to, right? Like however it works for you in your relationships, it's just, you deserve it. And you both deserve to have a really safe space to live.
Yeah. And to bring this baby into this world together.
Yeah.
Make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Another great tool for dads is knowing when to lean in on the team. So this is where your doula comes in. You do not have to carry all of this alone. It's a lot of pressure and it's a lot to put on one person. We're not meant to do it alone. And so we support partners so they can support their partner better. So we're there to offer dads guidance, reassurance, and perspective when things feel overwhelming. It's a lot to learn in a short amount of time, and it's a lot of roles to play.
Yeah.
And so really leaning in and having a team surrounding not only your partner who's birthing, but you as well, and maybe even the entire family unit.
Yes.
Puppies and pets included.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to let you take this next one because I feel like you are so good at this.
Am I?
Yes,
okay. Well, let's see if I am. So the idea of letting go of perfection, I mean, I think we talk about this in some way, shape, or form almost on every single episode, no matter what the topic is.
Agreed.
Because there is no perfect way to support a birth. And that goes for family members, that goes for dads, that goes for moms, that goes for everybody. You'll miss cues. You will. and it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. You'll feel unsure. Everybody does. This is brand new. I mean, there's also no handbook. You can't do any online,
in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no like cybersecurity videos for you to be doing once a week, right? Like this is all very new because it's new. It's you.
Yeah.
We can't replicate what's going on with your specific family, your specific baby in your body. And so what matters the most, again, is staying present and open and super connected. And that alone makes a huge difference. And one of the ways as doulas that we support that is creating this invisible protective bubble around you, around the two of you, soon to be three of you, right in that room. And so that is the goal, is to make sure that you're staying present and connected together so you both are bringing this baby into your loving family.
Yeah. And keep trying. Don't let fear and overwhelm paralyze you, or that sense of perfection of like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. Keep trying, keep offering, keep showing up. It will make a huge difference. Just the effort.
I agree.
And then staying in this deep conversation, but what I think can sometimes be even more helpful than like what to do is more so like what not to do, what not to say. So these can be some really great tips to like write down right now on a piece of paper.
Yes.
Please, please do not respond with just relax.
Oof.
Never. Not only not in labor,
no,
but in life.
Yeah, just don't say it ever.
Just relax. Not helpful.
Yeah, it's not helpful. And I promise you that if I'm speaking for women in labor, I've been there twice myself. So I would have relaxed if I could have.
Yes.
I already would have done that.
We are trying.
I'm doing the best that I can. So you reminded me that I should, just isn't productive in the moment.
Give ways to help her relax instead of telling her to relax. Number 2, don't ask, how much longer do you think this will take? Time, honestly, does not exist in labor.
No.
And there's no crystal ball. Nobody knows how much longer this will take. And I guarantee you, she hopes that it will take less time than you do.
I know that it's hard because we all have our phones with the time right there, but I have absolutely covered up wall clocks in hospital rooms. Like, nope, we're not, that's not even the thing. Time is not here.
Yeah. And I, even as a doula, appreciate going to a birth and literally feeling like nothing else in the world is happening but what's going on in that room. And it's such a unique, great opportunity to be so present and not worry about work or phone calls or house to-dos or anything. Like literally nothing else in that moment really matters. Time does not exist.
No.
We just need to be present in that moment and not thinking too far ahead and asking questions like how much longer, how many more contractions. No questions that have anything to do with quantity.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, all right. What's the next one?
I think the next one is do not coach unless asked. So things like counting or yelling instructions or correcting her body will increase stress. It's not, again, that's not productive in that moment. It's not productive. And so when we get to the pushing stage, like, yes, can counting sometimes be helpful for some women? Absolutely. Is maybe screaming in her face repeatedly
the same word,
push
over and over and over again.
I mean, again, everyone has their own ways that they want to do this. So possibly yes, but I would say majority, again, let's go back to that calm, grounded, present person that's really in the moment what she's going to need. So yeah, we don't encourage a lot of coaching unless she's asking.
And I think this is where that like preparation and those conversations can be really helpful prior to, is like, what does she normally like? What kind of encouragement does she normally like? Knowing that we obviously may need to adjust. But I also think this is such a great lesson too of like learning your partner and their love languages, right? You might opt into doing what you think would be helpful if you were the one in that situation, but know that that could be different for her.
Yes.
And so just really kind of leaning into, thinking about prior situations and how you guys were able to handle that and what felt helpful. We kind of already talked about this, but number 4, don't disappear emotionally. Being on your phone, sleeping through active labor, or checking out can make her feel incredibly lonely. And it's really tough to feel alone when doing such a big job like laboring and birthing a baby.
Yeah. And last one, we've also already talked about, but just don't take anything personally. Things that are said in the heat of labor are about the intensity that she's feeling. It's not about you.
Yeah,
I promise.
Agreed. We do have a checklist to kind of rattle off really quick to give you guys some quick pointers. We will also have this in the show notes, but here are just some really great checklist items that we've broken down in a couple different categories. So first, before birth, attend a birth class with her. Talk about fears, talk about preferences and expectations. Learn basic labor patterns and what's normal. Normalize the journey. Practice comfort measures. Be hands-on. It's going to feel really good. It also is going to make you both feel more confident when we actually need to do those comfort measures. Of course, hire a doula, meet your support team, and lean into them.
Mindset prep checklist. Release the need to fix labor. Expect unpredictability. Understand this moment will be remembered, and commit yourself to presence over perfection.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the checklist items for during labor: stay off your phone, breathe slowly and calmly, offer physical support when wanted, protect that birth space wherever it may be, and advocate calmly when needed. So those are some checklist items for physical support, but we also have some for emotional and self-care.
Yes, we put together 3 for emotional support. So use simple phrases. I'm here. You're doing this. I trust you. I'll allow emotions without trying to stop them. And don't take words personally. And then for self-care, eat and hydrate, rest when possible, and ask for help from your doula. And as your doula, we will make sure that partners and dads are eating, hydrating, resting when necessary, and making sure that you are participating at the level that feels really good for you in the moment.
Yeah. And it does take maybe a couple offers, right? Because sometimes partners like either don't feel hungry in the moment, they don't want to necessarily be caring for themselves because they're more worried about their partner. But I promise you, having food and water in your body will help you be a better partner and help you be present during the actual delivery of your baby. So if you are expecting and listening to this episode and you feel like this would be helpful to share with your partner, please do. We would love to offer them this advice so that they can show up and support you on this journey. So I hope today was helpful.
Thank you so much for joining us as always, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening. For show notes, links, and more information, please visit our website at howtomom.com. That's HOW2MOM.com.
And remember, whether you're a mom, a parent, or a caregiver, you are doing great. There's progress over perfection, and we're all just figuring it out together.